I will post the recipe in the video description, but this is for a small bread pan size Sicilian. I like this. I do this the most because it's 2 slices and that's perfect for me. You can scale it out, multiply it by 2 if you want to do the regular 9x9 size or larger, easy enough. I just do the bread pan most of the time. Okay, and I'm using Sir Lancelot King Arthur flour. This, if you use this flour or All-Trumps, then you're looking to do 70% hydration. However, if you are using a regular bread flour, you're gonna wanna increase that to about 77% hydration. That's the equivalent. And also, you'll see, here I'm only using the 5 ingredients: flour, water, olive oil, salt, and yeast. If you're using bread flour, you're gonna wanna use sugar too. It makes a huge difference with bread flour, but I couldn't really tell any difference at all with All-Trumps or Sir Lancelot flour. It's just different. It has different stuff mixed in. This has malted barley, whereas bread flour does not. So anyways, I'm gonna just throw this all in the KitchenAid bowl. I know some people think that you've got to do this in a certain order. You don't. Just watch. Salt, yeast. I always just kind of eyeball the olive oil, but I'm doing like 2 grams, looking for 2 grams here. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now look how easy this is. Put the flour in. Some guys say you gotta do the olive oil last. Sometimes they say you gotta do the salt last. Sometimes they say you gotta like mix it up and then put the olive oil in or the salt in very last, whatever. It just doesn't matter. So I take this straight over to the KitchenAid. Now for such a small dough ball, I use this one, whatever it's called, because it mixes it better than the dough hook. When I use the dough hook for one ball, a small ball, it just doesn't mix it up well. Like there's just not enough stuff inside the bowl. So I do this on low, and I'm gonna let it mix for about 2 minutes. I'll check back when it's done. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes. It's balled up somewhat. All I'm gonna do is scrape it off. With higher hydration, the dough is of course really sticky, but it's worth it. The end product is worth it. So, okay. Take a look. This is what you want it to look like. Nothing special. Well, I usually will punch it down just a little bit more. Okay, that's what it looks like. With this high of hydration, it's not gonna really ball up. It just looks like something between a dough and a batter. I'm gonna let it rest for 1 hour at room temperature, and then I'm gonna take it out and shape it into a ball. So I'll check back in 1 hour. Okay, it's been about an hour. This is what it looks like. All I'm gonna do is get my bowl ready with some olive oil spray. And then I'm going to take it out, ball it up, put it in the bowl. It's really gooey because of the high hydration. I'm just gonna douse it in flour here briefly. And then shape it into a ball. Like that. Put it in, cover it up, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight. Okay, this has actually been in the fridge for 2 nights. I just took it out. I'm going to let it rest at room temperature for however long it takes to get bigger. I want it to be about twice the size as it was from the original ball. So probably about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours, somewhere around there. And that's it. I'm just going to put the cover back on and then let it rest at room temperature. Okay, take a look. This has been resting at room temperature for about 1 hour. It's pretty warm in my kitchen. It's about 80 degrees right now. So if you have a colder kitchen, it's going to have to take longer to rise, but This is pretty good. Actually, it's about perfect. So all I'm going to do here is put a good healthy serving of olive oil in my pan and then just spread it out really good. Because we're looking for that crisp that comes from oil and not like the traditional crisp. Like the traditional New York City pizza, thin crust is crispy because it's really thin and it's like a crackery type crisp, a dry crisp. But for Sicilian, it's like a oily crisp. So all I'm going to do is take it out, see how loose it is, really easy to shape. I'm just going to shape it into this rectangle a little bit, plop it in. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to cover it up and let it rest for about another hour at room temperature, and then throw it in the oven for the pre-bake. And that's it. All right, I'm gonna make the sauce now. There's a million ways to make sauce. I'm just doing it the way I like to, the way I've seen the pros on from pizzerias in New York do it. All I'm gonna do is get some tomatoes. By the way, these are my favorite tomatoes right now. Trader Joe's, imported. They're both sweet and flavorful, very good. I'm gonna add 6 grams of sea salt. And I'm going to blend it. Now when I blend it, I'm going to do it at a lower speed. That's it. What I'm trying to do is keep it a little bit chunky. I don't know if you can tell, but I want a little bit of chunky in there. That's the way, not every pizzeria does it in New York, but probably half of them or more that I've been to. That's my own personal preference. Now come over here. I've never really measured out the oil. I just put that much in for 1 can of tomatoes. And then I'm going to get my pressed garlic. Make sure you use fresh garlic, not the bottled stuff people buy at the stores. Fresh garlic. Let it saute for just a few seconds there. And then I'm going to pour the tomatoes in. Okay, get it close there. Can you see it's a little bit chunky in there? Now all I'm going to do is let this simmer. I'm going to bring it to a boil. So I got it at level 5 on my heat. I'm going to bring it to a boil at level 5, and then I'm going to lower it to number 3 once it starts to boil. So you've got like that lower heat boil going. I'm going to let it boil for 25 minutes to get rid of the moisture. That's what the guys in New York are doing, at least most of them. I found that if you have too much moisture in the tomatoes, it just makes the pizza too soggy. And so this is what I do. So we'll check back a little bit later. Okay, it's been on level 5 heat for just about 3 minutes. And so I'm going to turn it down to 3, and I still want to see bubbles. And I still want to see this condensation coming away. So I'm going to set my timer for 25 minutes. Okay, this has been resting at room temperature for just over an hour. And you can't really tell, but it's probably like 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. And I got my oven set to 475. My oven burns hot, so I'm going to test this out. 524, okay? So what I'm doing here is I'm going to put the pan right on the pizza still. I did not do that at first, and I wasn't getting good results. And I realized in New York, that's how they're doing it. They're putting the pans right on the oven floor, and that helps to transfer a lot of heat, and a lot of heat in a short time. And so that's how we're going to do it. Okay, I'm going to set my timer for 8 minutes. Okay, 30 more seconds, and it's going to be 8 minutes. And I wanted to mention one thing. You'll notice that the rack is like on the second one from the top, and that's where the steel is. And from previous experiments, I learned that that's the closest I can get my home oven to act like a New York style oven. So I'm keeping it that way for the Sicilian style. That's why it looks really weird. It's up high. It's really, quite honestly, a pain in the butt to get out of the oven, as you're going to see, but that's what I do to make it as authentic as I can. Okay, look at that. This is what it's going to look like. The bottom, a couple of air bubbles, who cares? Nice golden brown. And like that. It's perfect for the pre-bake. That's 8 minutes. I'm gonna let it cool down and we'll go from there. The dough is cooled down, the sauce is cooled down, the oven is hot. All I'm gonna do here is put it back in the pan. You know, obviously the amount of cheese and sauce that you use is kind of subjective because different pizzerias are doing different stuff. Take a look here at this picture. These two pictures I took on my last trip to New York. This one here is from what is it, East Village or East Side Pizzeria. And as you can see, they have very little sauce. I could barely even taste it. And then a fair amount of cheese. It tasted like cheese bread to me. There was so little sauce. And now this one here is from Upside Pizzeria. A lot of sauce and a lot of cheese. I really like the one from Upside, so that's one I'm kind of trying to copy to a degree. Now, I've seen a lot of different pizzerias in New York do this different way. Some pizzerias put the cheese on first and then some sauce. Others put sauce on first, then cheese. And then others like Upside will actually put sauce on, then cheese, and then bake it. And then when it comes out of the oven, they'll put some more sauce on top. Others will, yet again, bake it with the cheese only and then put sauce on afterwards. I like to do it like this. I like to put the cheese on the bottom and then put some sauce on top, because I don't personally like cheese that has the brown burn marks on there. And so when you do it this way, the sauce keeps the cheese nice and moist. I'm going to put a little bit of sauce on right now, bake it, and then put some more sauce on when it comes out. Almost forgot. Most pizzerias use a lot of oregano on their Sicilian style. I just see them put them right on top like this. That's what I'm going to do. Now it goes in the oven. Okay, I'll check back in 8 minutes. Okay, it's been 8 minutes. Let's check it out. I wish you could smell that. It smells so good. I can smell the oregano for sure. Okay, let me, I gotta put the camera down for a second and pop it out onto the cutting board. Let's see. Okay, take a look at the bottom. It's just as perfect. It looks very similar to Upside Pizzeria's. Whole thing's about 1.5 inches thick on average. It's gonna be really good. I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna put a little more sauce on, actually. I'm gonna take the microphone off, put it down by the pizza so you can hear the crisp as I cut it. Such a good sound. Hear that? I hope so. Yeah, look at that. That looks so good. I got too excited to eat. I should have let it cool down first before I cut it. Oh well. It's really hot, so I just cut it up into smaller pieces. Take a bite. It tastes so good. Tomatoes are fresh. The crust is crispy. The dough is light yet strong. Look at that. The cheese. Everything's just so good on this. That's it. This would pass for a good Sicilian pizza in New York City. It is very good. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.